Welcome to the Sisterhood of Sweat. Today's guest is Susan Bratton. Susan Bratton is a champion and advocate for all who desire passionate relationships, considered the Dear Abby of sex. Susan's fresh approach and original ideas have helped millions of people of all ages and across the gender spectrum transform sex into passion. Married to her husband Tim since 1993, Susan is an author, award-winning speaker, and serial entrepreneur who teaches passionate lovemaking techniques to her fans around the world. Susan has been featured in the New York Times and on CNBC and The Today Show, as well as appearing on ABC, CBS, The CW, Fox, and NBC as the marriage magician. Susan's straight-talking, fearless approach is rooted in her personal experience of watching her sex life wither while she and her husband pursued dynamic careers. When their relationship hit a crisis point, the couple made a fierce commitment to do whatever it took to keep their family together and revive the passion in their marriage. Today, she and her husband have the kind of dream relationship most people long since stopped believing is even possible until they discover Susan's techniques and teachings. And today, Susan really brings the sizzle back to sex and having that laundry pile up while maybe your partner wants to get busy is not always a good scenario. So she teaches us how to create the environment, set the mood, and chill and relax so that we can engage with our partners and become more in tune. And she teaches us today the calm formula, which she really goes over in depth. I really love the calm formula. And she talks about it in a way I think that both men and women can gain something from listening to this episode. So it promises to be spicy. It's definitely PG-13, but I feel that she talks about it in an appropriate manner, and that we should embrace our sexuality instead of being ashamed of it. But there also is a way to talk about it that I think most people can appreciate. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this spicy Sisterhood of Sweat episode. I am more than excited to welcome Susan Bratton to the show today. Welcome.
Hi, Linda. Yeah, we were just talking about what it's like right now in this crazy world of so much unknown, and you and I really wanting to hold space as sisters for our sisters today, which I really love that idea. So thanks for giving me a chance to spend some time with you.
Oh, well, you're more than welcome. And I really was enjoying our conversation before we even pushed record today, you guys. That's always where all the tidbits start happening. You almost think, man, I should have that on record from the get-go. But
there'll be plenty of tidbits. We'll drop some tids and some bits, no problem.
Oh my gosh, when I told my hair person today that I was having on the sexpert, she was like, oh, that sounds fun. What are you going to talk about?
Yeah. I know. I've been wondering what I'm going to do about my blonde dye jobs now that we're quarantined here in California. And one of the things that I got today was an email from my hair salon that said, if you want to buy some, some like stored value cards for your future work, for your future jobs with us, we would be more than happy to have that money right now. So I bought a couple of hair dye jobs, but then I was thinking,
that's fabulous.
I need to get the Venmo for my colorist because she's used to tips too. And I thought, okay, well, I need to email her and say, what boxed hair dye should my husband use on me that won't destroy my hair while we're quarantined? And then make sure I have her Venmo so I can send her some tips.
I mean, I was literally like thinking, I've never let my hair like just go.
Me neither.
And I'm like, ooh, I wonder if I have gray. I don't want to know.
I know I have gray, but I'm thinking to myself, well, should I destroy my hair, or should I try and I'm going to go as long as I can go till I can't stand it anymore. And then I'm going to use a boxed hair dye. That's what I'm going to do. And it's funny because so many of us women, you know, being beautiful is so important to us. Yet being quarantined with our husbands, they just love the way we look. They don't care. They're like, baby, you look great without makeup. Baby, I love your hair. Baby, you're gorgeous to me, you know?
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right. Just take off your clothes and it's all
exactly.
good.
Well, and plus, why not take a break from the nail polish and the hair dye? And I mean, one of the biggest depressors of libido is toxins in our body. They really screw with our hormones to a level that I don't think as women we really fully comprehend yet. And so I was just thinking about that, and I was thinking, boy, we're all going to be like, we're not going to get our nails done, we're not going to be dyeing our hair, we're going to be growing our survival gardens and eating our own organic foods, and we're just going to come through this pandemic so damn healthy.
I was just thinking about having a t-shirt that said Corona proof, you know. I was just like thinking about, you know, because I used to live on a military base and I got married at a really young age to my first husband. I thought about how it was. We were young, not a lot of money, and two kids. And I had that survival mode.
Yeah.
And so when I was thinking about it today, I was like, oh, I got this. It's survival mode time.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, usually we're thinking about our big dreams, but right now we're just like, because we don't know what we don't know, we're worried about all the little things.
Well, it's like a ghost train coming at us in slow motion. We can't see it, but we know it's coming at us. And I think that probably it's maybe I've never lived through a war where, you know, where there were bombs raining down. And I can imagine that being palpable. It's even more scary. But I think this is like right up there with scariness. And the number one thing that destroys desire, sexual desire, is stress.
Oh, for sure.
You know, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, there's going to be all these babies born. They're going to call them coronials, right? And it's all going to start with the quarantinis we're going to drink too many of.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, I don't think a lot of people right now are thinking to themselves, oh, I can't wait to be quarantined so I can have tons of great sex with my partner.
Except for
I think we're still in survival. I think we're just coming into survival mode. We're stressed by all the news. And the last thing that we want to do is have sex, because for women, it's too big an offer having sex. Like, do you want to have sex? No, I do not want to have sex. You know, it's like guys are always ready to have sex and they offer us sex because they think, well, why aren't you ready? I'm so ready. But we need a lot more warm up. And so when we talked about getting together for the show, I was thinking about probably what people need is what I call my CALM formula, CALM, because you got to start there. Like, I have good intentions to have a lot of sex with my husband during this quarantine, because I really do enjoy making love with my husband. But I haven't even thought about it for weeks. I've been so busy just securing myself and then securing my family, our child, ending college. And then as I was saying before we were rolling tape, you know, my stubborn stepdad, who's 87 and still works as a security guard for U-Haul Corporation. And, he hung up on me. I was begging him to take a leave of absence. And, you know, my mom was out at the grocery store with her dog. And I'm like, you guys, come on, you know, they don't, they think you kids don't know what you're talking about. We've been through war. We know what we're doing,
I know. I told my mom, you need to go to the grocery. I think they're going to have a nationwide shutdown.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure you're stocked up. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I've got bananas. I don't really need, I mean, I'm, I might need a few of those, but I don't think I need anything else. And I'm like, Mom, I need for like months.
Yes. And it was funny too, because I got my mom to try Instacart. And I gave her my credit card and I said, Mom, here is Instacart. And she's 82 and she publishes her own books on Amazon CreateSpace. I mean, she's a
Cool
techie computer girl, which I love
love
about her.
that.
She's in her 80s publishing like family saga trilogies and stuff, which always tells me, even though I always worry and notice every little thing about getting old, and I'm always like, it sucks, I still look to my mom, 23 years older than I am, and I think, look at her publishing books in her 80s. That's awesome. So she gets on Instacart and she places the order, and it was, I don't know, I think it was for like $95 or something. And she said, I forwarded you the receipt. That was pretty good. You're right. It was really cool. And I was like, Mom, you didn't buy enough stuff. Like, that's probably going to do okay for maybe a week or two, but I literally don't know when you're going to be able to leave your house again. And that's a very hard thing to say to your 80-year-old parents.
Yeah, because they got to get out because, maybe nobody but them, and they get lonely, and loneliness is like the new smoking. So like, you don't, unless you teach them how to connect online and all of that, I mean, it's lonely.
She is the queen of Facebook. She's kind of been a shut-in for many, many years because of some chronic back pain. So it's hard for her to get around. So I really do thank goodness for Facebook. It really has saved so many people from loneliness. Oh, and I love the Italians singing off of their balconies right now. Have you seen those videos?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, they'll blast the Italian national anthem from the speakers in the towns, and everyone will come out on their balconies and they will sing along. And then did you also see that there are dolphins swimming in the Venetian canals?
No, but I love dolphins. I
too.
swam with the dolphins. They are the sweetest animals on planet.
They are so precious. Dolphins and whales are so amazing. Cats and dogs. I love all the pictures on Instagram of all the cats and the dogs. Like, now you're working from home, right? So your cat's draped over your laptop, or your dog's like sitting there drooling and begging for a treat, And
I had a podcast before this with Katie Kremitos from the Women's Meditation Network. And,
Great.
it was this golly, it was like totally serene, and she calmed you down, and she did this meditation. Okay. I'm going back to read her intro bio, and my dogs, my husband let them in, and they were going crazy, running through, jumping on me, and I was just like, by the time I did the 7th take, I said, okay.
Good enough. Yeah, there's going to be so many dogs and babies and kids interrupting our work from home situation.
And my husband thought it was hysterical. They're like our kids now that our kids are grown. Yep. And living their own big lives, which they're, my youngest is in California where you are, and you have a shutdown, and my daughter's in New York, and they have the same thing. The oldest is in North Carolina. He hasn't had his yet. And we haven't yet in Ohio, but we heard rumors of it.
It's coming. It was funny because our daughter turns 23. We just have one child. We've been married almost 30 years. We've got a 23-year-old daughter. And I was thinking this morning, she turns 23 tomorrow. And I said, hey, do you want to have a family Zoom call or a messenger call or something like that? And we're used to doing that with her because she went off to college far away, and then she went all the way to Australia for a year of college. Then she took off some time and spent it in Indonesia getting her master dive certification because she's a ocean environmental scientist. Thank God. We need as many of those as we can. And I thought, boy, it's a shame our kids have to grow up in a world of the fear of pandemic. And then I thought about my stepdad and how he was like, well, you kids don't even know anything. We've lived through so much more than you have. Like, he was looking at me at almost 60 thinking I'm the young dumb one, because he's lived through so much more. And I thought, I'm not going to worry about our children. I'm going to empower our children, like I always have, to be the ones that fix the things that we screwed up in our generation. Because one of the things I worry so much about in this pandemic is all of the plastic waste that's going to happen from millions of people having illness. I'm worried as much about Gaia, our earth. And that's why I love seeing the dolphins swimming again in the Venetian canals, and the swans out on the lakes in Bergamo, Italy, and the wild boars running through the towns of Lombardy again, and the monkeys, fighting over whatever in the towns of Indonesia where people are quarantined, because the animals do come back. And that, I think, is the greatest hope and promise of the hard times we're about to go through, is that we're going to see that compression of humanity give Mother Earth a gasping breath of her own, that's going to remind us how far we've come from caring about our Earth and how we've got to get back to that. I'm always looking for the silver linings and things.
Yeah, I love that. And it kind of has come up a couple times today on my podcast, where we were just talking about, I was hearing in the media, and you're feeling, oh my gosh, what is happening next? And then I went outside, and it was such a beautiful day.
Yeah.
The universe was saying, the universe is doing well. It's a beautiful day. It's a good day.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. I was just feeling that reassurance. And then I came home to my animals, and they act like not a thing is wrong. They're just running through the house, playing, chasing each other, and they're all excited that mommy and daddy are home.
Yeah, it's so true that anxiety, I've been thinking a lot about anxiety, because anxiety is one of those things that I think a lot about generally, because if you're single, you're anxious about meeting someone. If you're in a relationship, often if there's a disparity between your libidos, you have anxiety around that. The guilt, the shame for both parties. There's just a lot of anxiety around bedroom time. Oh, am I going to release too fast? Or am I going to be able to, achieve a climax? It's just one of those things that's fraught with so much anxiety. So now we have, the jokes about people saying, oh, I can't wait to have all the sex. But in reality, people are freaking wigged out right now, and rightly so. And you've got to feel the feels. I mean, saying that you're not, I think the reason I had to take to my bed the last 2 days was that I looked back at my calendar, and I had not taken 1 day off in well over a month. I worked 30 days or more. I didn't even count. I just was like, oh God, it's been too long. 30 days or more, just straight through thinking about, okay, I've got to get my mom and dad situated. I've got to get my daughter out of her college and so safe. I've got to get my whole employee, and they're all over the world. They're in Chennai and Kerala and Mumbai. They're in Manila and Davao. They're in Austin. They're in the southern part of Japan. They're all over the world. We run a global internet company, and I have been just working from morning to night, day in, day out, making sure that if giving extra money to whoever in my employees, whoever needed money, we gave them whatever they needed to secure themselves for a month so they could go sequester and take care of their families and get off the streets and out of the markets ahead of everyone else. And I thought, geez, I have been just running as fast as I can and taking in all this news and not being afraid to read it. really just being like, all right, what's really going on here? What are we dealing with, right? Going into survival mode, right? I bought my seeds to plant my survival garden. I'm ready. So thinking about all those things and just running myself into the ground. And I think it's just been such an emotional drain. And I know that everybody's feeling like that right now. And it's time to just frickin' collapse and watch some movies. I just heard that a lot of the movies that were set to release in theaters or that had been recently released in theaters, they just are now just releasing them online. And I told
Good
my
idea.
husband, so good. I never go to the movie theater. I just never go. And I always wait for it to come on to the internet services. But I really wanted to see Emma. It looks very romantic. It's like a romantic historical drama, which is my absolute favorite category of movie. Besides those ones where all the bridesmaids go to Vegas and get drunk and cause mayhem. I like that variety. That's one of my favorite genres too. And so I said to my husband tonight, I'm going to go talk to Linda Mitchell on this podcast, and I'm going to talk to her about my calm formula. And I would really like to do this together at night. And could you hold me while we watch Emma? And he's like, sure, babe, I can do that. I said, it is time for me to just calm down my nervous system and grieve for the life we've all lost. It's changing. And who knows what it's going to look like and how many people are going to go through a lot of suffering, financial, emotional, physical. I mean, it's very serious right now. And we owe it to ourselves to hold ourselves together and stay strong. But you can't be strong for others if you don't nurture yourself.
Oh, yeah. You have to give yourself some grace and some compassion. I really relate to what you said about you've just been working. I've been working right through because I think I had a little wake-up call before this one. Sometimes the universe slows us down for a reason. And I had to have my hamstring reattached. And then I completely tore my groin from the pelvis. And so, I had at least 3 horrific injuries, which I am a fitness competitor, a fitness person.
Yeah.
I had to slow down, but what I learned from the experience is not to lay down because you won't be able to get back up again. And I think part of this experience, why I was driving through so hard was you have to sometimes, the only way out is through. And sometimes you just have to barrel through and just do the best you can, because you can't just lay down. Sometimes life will just kill you if you lay down.
That's right.
So I think, it's a time that we need to give ourselves grace, but it's also a time that we have to be a little bit tough and work through it.
Yeah, right. It's a combination. Take your rest when you can and so that you can stay strong when you need to.
Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better said. And what you said about being calm, that is a huge thing for women, is being relaxed.
Yeah.
That's why alcohol sometimes is a pliant when somebody just has one glass, because they needed to chill the heck out.
Yeah.
And I think, I tell my husband, I'm like, when you rub the back of my neck right here, I'm like, that relaxes me. And I might be a little more likely. I've been getting a lot of neck rubs lately.
Good. Yeah, I think that's so true. I always, I have this silly little thing called the bullseye touch technique. And I like people to imagine a bullseye and how there's a ring on the outside, and then there's a ring that's a little closer in, and a ring that's a little closer in, and then there's the bullseye. And men, being testosterone driven, they're very confident, and they're overly confident. Like they think they can do a better job than sometimes they can. Like they just believe, they don't worry like we do. Estrogen, which females, we're estrogen dominant, it's more of a worry molecule. We have our mind thinking about a million things. It's harder for us to protect ourselves and to keep ourselves safe as the feminine. And so the masculine doesn't remember that. And so, with sex, he's ready to go. But we're slow.
As soon as he sees me, he's ready.
Exactly. Right. And I can't blame him because you're absolutely gorgeous and sexy. And so for a lot of times it's hard for guys to understand that we don't want to begin at the bullseye. He wants us to touch him right at the bullseye, right at the, center zone. We want neck rubs, foot rubs. We want to be held. We want to be massaged. We want to be acknowledged, appreciated. We want to be able to get things off our chest. We want all of that until we can get relaxed enough for arousal to begin. A lot of times people think, especially men, they think, I got to get her turned on. So I'm going to tweak her knobs and pull on her dials and, all that kind of thing. That's what's going to get her going. When what they don't understand, because they're men and they're testosterone oriented instead of women, what we need is to be calmed down and to get to relaxation so that we can let go and feel our arousal begin.
Yeah, and if we're stressed out, we can't do it.
It's a non-starter. I wanted to tell you my CALM formula. It's CALM, and the C stands for create a safe space. I'm going to go through each one of these too because I want to give this to you. The A stands for attunement to each other. The L stands for looking in each other's eyes, and I'll tell you why that's so important. And the M stands for melting hugs. And I really love to give this, especially to men, but I like to give this to couples who have the good intention to have sex, but it eludes them. They're like, well, we want to have sex. It never happens. And often it doesn't happen because he says, hey, do you want to have sex? And she goes, no, I don't really want to. Like, I think I want to, but when you're asking me right now, I don't really want to, because he went right for the center of the bullseye. He didn't do the things that it takes to slowly warm her up by getting her relaxed first. And creating a safe space is so important. Locking the door and saying to the kids, Mom and Dad are going to take a little rest for an hour or two, carving out the private time and creating the boundary where no one's going to bother you. The dogs are outside. That's one. Creating a safe space and making sure the room is nice and you're in comfortable clothing and you can lie down together and hold each other. You can do this on the sofa. You could do this on the bed in your bedroom. You can do this on a nice sunny sofa outside in your backyard, on a blanket on the lawn, wherever you want to do it. As long as the atmosphere is nice and relaxing and you're not looking at a pile of laundry in the corner that's going to distract you. So the first thing about being calm is choosing a space that gives you some space from the everyday part of your life. And for men, they don't really think about that because they're ready to go and they can do it anywhere. Like if you said, drop your trousers, we're having sex right now in the shower, they'd be like, okay, right? And that's good. These are all wonderful things about men. I don't in any way want to denigrate men. What I really do is I like to give women the permission to ask for what we need as women, because so much of what we see in the movies and on pornography, which I'm not a fan of at all, I think it's very degrading to women, all of the visual imagery that we have around sexuality is very, let's go, right? It's all rush. And that is the patriarchal view, the masculine view of sexuality. And the world doesn't realize that women control sex. We have to control it. And so if we ask for more of what we all us sisters really need, if all us sisters are like, yeah, that is what we need, and then we're more empowered to ask for it. Hey, slow down. Let me move that laundry basket. Oh, honey, let me move that laundry basket for you. Let me carry that down to the laundry
I
for you.
remember
Like, get
saying
that out of
something
the way.
like that to my husband about the laundry one time. I was like, well, I might feel a little more like it if that laundry was put away. And it was like away.
Exactly. Right. Because we have our mind on everything and we need to be brought into our body by our male bodied partner. So creating a safe space, I know it sounds like duh, but it's not. It's what do you need to really relax? Do you need a glass of water? Do you need to have a little snack? Do you need some music on? How's the lighting? How's your body temperature? Is he scratchy? Should he put on a cotton t-shirt and some long pajamas or shorts? Right? So how are you going to be able to completely relax in your environment? The second thing is attunement. And this is remembering why you love that person you're with and letting go of all the other stuff and what we call here in California, dropping in. Have you heard that phrase?
No.
It's very California. It's kind of like tune in, turn on, drop out. It came from that era, I think. Dropping in is where you're not, like freaked out in your head, thinking about a million things. You are right here, not thinking about anything else but you and your partner. You are present. And being present is difficult for us. The phone is off. It is away. The door is locked. It's just us again in a relaxed mode of connection. And L is for looking each other in the eyes because 2 reasons. Number 1, they say that the eyes are the window to the soul. Well, they really are. And often when we get going as a dynamic duo in our relationship, we are just looking at everything else, but not really ever looking our partner in the eyes. So I put a real point on that in the CALM formula because once you begin to look at each other, you find yourself feeling a little armored, a little shy, a little insecure with the person you married or you're in love with or you're living with or whatever. You notice your shyness, and that's because most of us are eye shy. You'd be surprised at how little we actually look at each other. So the opportunity to actually look in your partner's eyes kind of creates a level of vulnerability that deepens intimacy.
Well, that's it. You just hit that bullseye on the head, because I think the thing sometimes the women need that they're not experiencing is emotional intimacy. And that doesn't come from you looking at the TV and her looking at the TV, but never interconnecting with each other.
It's so true. We just forget. We get out of the habit of just looking at our beloved in the eyes. And then the M in the CALM formula is for a melting hug. And here's what most hugs look like. Most hugs are, ah. And so the minute you relax, your partner lets go. But I have a hug that I call the soulmate embrace. And this is a gift I'll give all of your listeners and viewers. It's at soulmateembrace.com. And it integrates a lot of this CALM formula. But what it really does is it explains that when you and your partner lie down together and you're in this comfortable lover space where you've created the safe space and you've attuned and you've looked each other in the eyes, that when he's holding you, as you start to relax, things are going to come up for you. You're going to need to disperse your emotion, especially in these overwhelming, insecure times. You're going to need to talk off some emotion. And he is just going to listen. And once you get those things out, because they're going to come up, and he knows they're going to come up, and he's just allowing them to bubble up and disappear. He's not worried about fixing it. He's just witnessing your release of emotion. And as you do, you settle back down, still in his arms, and he holds you a little bit tighter. Maybe gives you a squeeze and squeezes out that stress, which is so nice. And then you relax a little more. And you might find that tears come up, because often, because we're so emotionally armored and we're taking in so many stressful things right now, once you finally allow yourself to relax, you'll find that some more upset needs to come out. Let the tears flow. Don't be embarrassed. You don't need to hold them in with your love. And when the tears flow, what actually happens is that other things start to flow too. Your saliva will flow. You'll start to get vaginally lubricated. All these fluids, when the fluids start moving, that's the first sign of arousal. And what's great about that is once you get those tears out and you get that drool going, I always say the hug isn't a good hug till the drool starts coming. Once you feel, there's more spit now, you'll know you're starting to get relaxed. If it's dry and tight and you're holding, you're not going to enjoy making love. And this hug doesn't need to lead to sex. What I recommend is that sex is never an expectation. It's always just something nice that might happen. And that way, you don't have to feel weird about lying down with your partner, because it's not foreplay for sex. It is emotional connection and release of emotion. And when you look at it that way, sometimes you'll get up and you'll go on about your day. And other times it will lead to him kissing you on your forehead and your cheeks and stroking your hair and running his hands on your body. And all of a sudden you'll think to yourself, oh, I do like this guy. I do want to take it a little further. I'm going to kiss him now. And that's great. But if every time you ask your man to hug you, he thinks, oh, great, I'm going to get laid. I'm just doing this to get laid. It ruins everything. So the deal is no quid pro quo. I'm not going to give to get. That's a bad deal in relating. So
no bargaining.
No begging, no bargaining, no I do
no
you
begging.
And you do me. No, because then what you want to do is you want to always listen. Do you know the word yoni? It's another kind of California phrase.
What was the word again?
Yoni? YONI.
Oh, you only live once?
No, that's YOLO.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is yoni, YONI. It's a word that is used in spiritual sexuality, tantric lovemaking, kind of Kama Sutra style lovemaking, slow sex, honoring your lover. The yoni it's actually a Sanskrit word, and it means the woman's genitals. And then the equal word for the man's genitals is lingam, Lingam, lingam. I like those words. I like them better than penis and vulva. And what I love about the yoni is I like to think about every woman's yoni as being a lotus flower. And the lotus flower blooms and opens with pleasure. And for so many women who struggle to achieve climax, which is women's biggest sexual issue, is struggling to achieve climax, where men's is not coming too fast. We're like the opposites, which is so crazy. When you think about your yoni and you honor her, when you listen to her, when you let her have what she wants, instead of forcing her, well, I need to have sex with him or he's going to be cranky or whatever it might be, or I'm not really ready, but I'm going to do it anyway, or I'll just give him a quickie so he's, not grumpy. Every time you sacrifice your yoni and what she really wants, it actually does. It's like a death by paper cut. It slowly kills your sex life. The more that you say to your partner, what I really need is for you to hold me. What I really need is you to spend some time rubbing my neck. What I really need for you to do is give me a full body massage. I need a belly massage. I need you to rub my yoni, but not put your hands inside me. I just want you to bring blood flow. Whatever you need, and never go further than you want to, will actually get you further. It's like, I'm from Pennsylvania, right next to Ohio. And we have a lot of Amish people there. I know you have a lot of Amish and Mennonites in Ohio as well. And they have this cute little saying, the faster I go, the behinder I get, which means you can't rush it. It just makes everything get worse. And that's how our women's bodies are with sex. Honoring our yoni and tuning into her and listening to what she wants and teaching our partner to honor that, because we're such hormonally cyclical little creatures. We are women who run with the wolves. We are lunar calendar ladies, right? Our hormones ebb and flow with the moons and the tides. Our guys, they get up steady state. They're horny every morning because testosterone makes them that way, So they always, not always, and I'm exaggerating here just to show the polarity of the masculine and feminine, but they're pretty much always ready to go. They're not going to turn down an opportunity. They'll make it happen. Where for us women, we need different things at different times of the month. I like to say sometimes we're the kitty cat that needs the calm formula and melting hug and long petting strokes. And we really need that. And then other times we're the lioness. We're like, we're ready. And that's crazy making stuff to guys, like they can't tell when we're the kitty cat and when we're the lioness. And they're like, okay, babe, are you the kitty cat or the lioness today? So it's our job to tell them exactly what our little kitty needs or our lioness wants. And when they realize, oh God, if I just let her tell me what she needs and I just give her that, I get more sex. Like net, the more I hold her, the more I calm her down, magically, the more we make love. And once I can empower a woman to allow herself to feel into what she wants in every moment and train her partner to understand that there's no possible way he could know, so he's not doing anything wrong. And when he says, okay, babe, thanks. Yeah, let me give you a neck massage, or let me give you a yoni massage. Sure, babe, I can do that. Oh, is this too hard? How about now? Is that light enough? Like once he starts responding to our requests and realizing he's not doing anything wrong, all that feedback, it's just information to make him the best lover ever, then he's into it. Because what I know about men is the thing they want most is not their own pleasure. It's giving us incredible pleasure.
Absolutely.
That's what they love. A lot of women say, oh, men are so selfish. Men are such selfish lovers. They're not. A lot of times they just don't understand the female operating system. And honestly, a lot of women don't understand the female operating system.
Right,
so
correct.
The more we say to our sisters, honor yourself and your needs, your husband or your partner wants to know. Give him the chance.
I think society has taught women not to honor their needs, and that's a lot of the problem,
It is. Yep. Be a good girl. Don't say anything. Suck it up. Just give them what they want. Exactly. You got to break that. And it's your private life. So whatever you do behind closed doors, you work that out with your partner. Nobody needs to know you're a bad girl. asking for what you want and having lots of great sex. Nobody needs to know.
Right, right. I mean, it's all behind closed doors anyway.
Yes. So you can create the rules that are perfect for you.
Love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Coming up with new things to do can really take your sex life to the next level, like learning how to have an expanded orgasm practice, or learning how to become, how to have female ejaculatory orgasms. Or for some women, it's, well, I can come when we do oral sex, but I can't come from penetration. So doing some orgasmic cross training to learn one or the other of those skills. Learning how to go down on him and get really proficient at it. You don't have to take him all the way, but learning how to just lay him down and give him incredible pleasure. Learning more intercourse techniques. There's a lot that we women can do to move from thinking about our vaginal canal as just a vessel to receive and making it a very active participant in lovemaking, or working with our partner to learn more about things that are like less like a piston type of intercourse and more hip drops and moving his penis around, or even holding still and having you kind of squeezing on him and giving yourself orgasms with the pelvic floor muscles squeezing on his penis. You can hardly move at all and have incredible sex. So trying different types of intercourse or role play, or trying things like a lot of women really enjoy being blindfolded or blindfolding their partner, because different people respond to sex in different ways. Like some people are very visual during sex. They like to see their partner. That gets them off. Some people are very auditory. I've written a book called Dirty Talk, actually. And
we probably wrote that book.
I'll send a copy to you. It's at dirtytalkbook.com if you want a copy. There's lots of things that aren't dirty about dirty talk. Dirty talk does not have to be dirty to be great. I think there's a lot of pillow talk, worshiping, sensual talk, all kinds of things. But some people are very auditory during sex. And so they love to hear things going on. And then there are the people who are kinesthetic. And kinesthetic people particularly like blindfolding, because when they see, it's a visual distraction for them and it takes them out of their body. So covering their eyes and then loving them gives them heightened sensation. Another thing to do is practice with sex toys. I do a lot of primary research because I have a very large following, so they're wonderful about taking my surveys, which I appreciate. And one of the things that people, both men and women, say they're the worst at sex is incorporating toys into lovemaking. Well, that's like leaving money on the table, because there's so many good toys that do wonderful things that our body parts can't do, that can heighten pleasure during sex. So that's something. And also costumes, dressing up in different outfits can be really fun. Different sex positions. I have a sex position called Come Full Circle that I think it's at comefullcircle.com. Google it. I bet you'll find it. Come Full Circle sex position. It is a 360-degree double helix sex position, because I have always believed that couples that play together stay together, especially in the bedroom. And so I thought, okay, I want to try this sex position where you actually do a 360-degree corkscrew together in bed while he's inside you and you don't come apart. And so, you're getting your legs and they're going up around and you're flipping over and he's flipping you around. And a lot of people are like, I could never do that. And I'm like, it's actually not that hard. And it's really fun, because there you are with your little PDF printed out in your home computer with the whole segment. You're like, okay, now I think we go like this. And then we go. And it's just one of those things that makes you laugh. And then when you do it, you're like, yes, we are the best, baby. We are so awesome in bed together. We just did a 360 double helix sex position. The crowds roar,
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the funniest thing? Yeah, so trying new sex positions, sex in new places, That's really fun. So there's so many things you can do that bring that fresh and fun adventure to the bedroom that often we get away from as we've been together for a while. And I really love to give couples ideas like that because, I mean, even bedroom games like Fantasy Fishbowl is a really fun one where you and your partner take little slips of paper and you write down a bunch of things you've wanted to try that you've never done. And then he writes down a bunch of things he's never wanted to try that he's never done, and you throw them in the fishbowl. And then you set your date night and you're like, all right, we're going to play Fantasy Fishbowl. And then you pick one out, and it's always lady's choice. And she gets to pick one out. And if it's not quite the right one for that night, she can throw it back in and pick another one. But it's so interesting to see what your partner wants to do and what you want to do that you haven't ever done before. So that's a fun game too.
So Fantasy Fishbowl.
Yeah.
So many things that people could do.
Yes, there are lots of couples who just have a great time in the bedroom. It's so healthy for you. It really keeps your marriage solid. And I'm glad that you are a living example. You're already a living doll, and now you're a living example of a happy wife who has a great sex life. And I think it's so
I just don't see
good to
any
do that.
shame in it. Like, I think sometimes people are brought up to feel shame around their sexuality.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way we were created, and to have pleasure and to please our mates. And I think that having a healthy sex life is being healthy.
It is. It's so good for us. It's such a nervous system reboot. It's so good for all those neurotransmitters, and it's so good for all our hormone flow. I mean, physiologically, it's really one of the very best things we can do besides good nutrition, good sleep, and good workouts. That's really those are the four, aren't they?
Yeah, totally. And it just keeps you in sync. But I think you hit on a lot of really important points today. And number one, are you relaxed enough? Are you uptight? Did you set the environment for what it is you want? Did you set up your environment? And are you having emotional intimacy so that you would actually want to have sex with your partner? All those things are so key.
Thank you.
And I've really enjoyed having you on today. This has been quite a spicy episode.
Good.
I hope all of you ladies out there enjoy it and try out what you want to try. And where can they find all of your information?
I'd say my main website, which will ultimately give you all my free things, is personallifemedia.com. And then if you go to betterlover.com, I have hundreds of videos that I've recorded on all kinds of great ideas, where I just give away so many great sex tips. And then if you want to know the Susan Bratton, the woman, more personal, and just kind of keep track of me that way, I'm on Instagram at susanbratton.com, and that's SusanBratton.
And Susan, you really delivered it today. And I just have to say, what could we expect from this expert? I mean, of course you were going to deliver. Guys, have a spicy night. Thanks everybody for listening to this episode of the Sisterhood of Sweat. Bye everyone.